Hey, 12th grade, good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. We are on our third day of the 7th week of remote learning. This week so far, we have listened to episode 4 of the Serial podcast. And today we're going to be listening to episode 5 and working with that student organizer that you have at the end of each episode. So our objective for today is to close listen to episode 5 of the podcast. Again, we're listening to the episode in its entirety, refraining from any distractions, TV, noise, texting, gaming, any of those distractions that might be going on in the background, and trying to just be as present with the audio as we can for the time. If you have to take a break in between, that's fine because you can pause it and resume it, but try to do it in one chunk of listening if possible. This episode is 42 minutes and 51 seconds, so it's a touch longer than episode 4. The overview, the title of the episode is called Root Talk. And the overview says, Adnan once issued a challenge to Sarah Koenig, the podcast speaker. He told her to test the state's timeline of the murder by driving from Woodlawn High School to Best Buy in 21 minutes. It can't be done, he said. So Sarah and Dana take up the challenge, and then they raise him one. They try to recreate the entire route that Jay and he and Adnan took, they tried to recreate the entire route that Jay said he and Adnan took on January 13th in 1999. So again, you have your ways to listen here. You can go on the website, which is posted in the stream. You can listen on your iTunes app, or you can just type it into YouTube or click the link on YouTube. And we're just focusing on listening to what Koenig discusses in this episode, because the cell phone records and the route that she lays out for her audience is super important in Adnan's case. Episode 4 and 5 are, I think, arguably two of the more important episodes because they give you really pertinent pieces of information that are essential in helping you piece together this case overall. This is the student worksheet for episode 5. It looks somewhat similar to the previous 4 that you've seen every week. This one has a little bit more visual aid in it because I wanted you to be able to see the route so that you could make a bit more meaning of what you're listening to. The second part has 2 questions. This is a time-stamped question. So it's at the 7-minute mark, and then there's a follow-up question underneath. This is the second part of the route. Again, you're doing the same thing for 4, 5, and 6. You're just labeling the amount of time. And then you have this question about the Nisha call, which you don't know about now, but once you listen to episode 5, you'll understand why the Nisha call is so important. That's at the 17-minute mark and the 19-minute mark. Those 2 questions are also time-stamped for you. This is a copy of the cell records, which is available to you on the podcast website as well. And these questions here are connected directly to the cell phone records. So what's wrong with Jay's story about the time between 12:07 and 6:07? Again, using these sources to help you kind of sift through the questions. These 4 questions relate to that. And then these last 3 questions are just about the way that Koenig engages with the audience. So you would be considered part of that because you're an audience listener, right? So that's the big overview. But again, today you just have to listen to the podcast. And if you'd like to start the student work, you're welcome to. We will have a debrief in the live session about this episode. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I think it's a pretty engaging series. And so I'm hoping that you're finding some interest level. And again, if you're not able to join the live sessions, in any case, you can always reach me via email, and I'm happy to discuss any and all of this work with you. And let me know how I can best support you. Okay, guys, thank you.